Welcome back to episode number 24 of the Seventh Rounders. Today we are brought to you by deoxyribonucleic acid. Yes, I said that correctly. Yes, that is DNA. For the people at home that were wondering, John is lacking the deoxyribonucleic acid in his throat right now. He's dealing with a bit of a sore throat. Not sure what from, but he's hoping to get healthy this week because before long, we have the 4th of July coming up. So everyone's got to be healthy, at least 95% going into Wednesday night, July 3rd. It's a big weekend for America. I'm excited. Probably Lake for me. You guys have any 4th of July plans?
You know, as you say that, a commercial comes up on my screen for the hot dog eating contest, and I'm starting to think, I believe that's the fourth, yeah? Hot dog eating contest, Coney Island. Am I wrong?
No,
Isn't
that's
that the fourth?
Yeah.
They got a 30 for 30 coming out for it in anticipation. Chestnut Kobayashi. People forget Kobayashi had a mental breakdown in public and crashed the event a few years ago. Just because jealousy crept up, I believe. Chestnut just proved himself year after year as the alpha male, and I mean that's how we Americans do it. Nothing against Kobayashi and them, but I'm excited. Chestnut will probably eat another 85 wieners this year. It's pretty unbelievable. I don't know how you can do that. I can't imagine the next morning. I really can't.
People forget Kobayashi was Jordan-esque for a while. He was unbeatable for about at least 4 or 5 years straight.
Yep. So that's you asked my plans. I'll probably watch that. Heading home, see the fam. That's we'll play it by ear.
I
We'll
think
see.
I'll be going to the Hamptons to enjoy a nice adult beverage or two.
I know when we're dancing, handshakes in the Hamptons. Magic in the Hamptons, banger. Song of
Yeah.
the summer every summer.
I don't know what to expect, really. I've never been there for 4th of July, but my godparents have a spot out there, have some family friends, so should be enjoyable, to say the least.
Just mix it up out there. We'll see what
Maybe
happens.
I'll throw on the hot dog eating competition as well.
Are there any big sports on the 4th of July, or is it just a kind of a baseball day?
It's a lot of baseball.
A beer,
Maybe a little
baseball, and a wiener. Nothing better.
Yeah. Maybe a little Women's World Cup. I don't know if it falls that day. I also don't know how the time zones translate across the pond.
I don't either.
But that could be a 4th of July activity on the television as well.
I have this weird feeling that last time the World Cup happened, the finals was on 4th of July. I could completely be making this up, but it feels right.
You just made that up. They just had the round of 16 today, and the quarterfinals
it won't fall
until a week from today. So
right.
It will not fall.
Well, hey, we're gonna kick off the episode here. I believe Chad was about to get there, but I beat him to it. A little preemie for you guys. Chad, where are they now? What do you got for us? We're gonna throw it back, throw some names out there you might not have heard in a while. Just making sure these guys are still kicking.
This is a segment, like John said, we have not done it in a hot sec, but it's a good laugh for everyone, the folks at
Where
home.
are they now? Where are they now? The Where Are They Now segment. And here it is.
First up, for you hockey fans, you Sabres fans specifically, where are they now? Maxim Afinogenov. So, an absolute legend of the Sabre community. He was taken 69th overall in 1997 by yours truly, the Buffalo Sabres. And he actually wound up playing after 9 seasons with the Sabres. He played 1 with the Atlanta Thrashers. May they rest in peace. But as of today, he is now 39 years old, a ripe age of 39. He is in the Russian Professional Hockey League and is playing for the Dynamo Moscow of the Continental Hockey League, KHL.
I'm going to say it's probably the Moscow Dynamo. No?
Yeah, but it says I'm on Wikipedia. It says Dynamo Moscow. Maybe it's one of those countries that flips how you say words.
And they do that with the dates too. They put the dates the wrong way. I can't read shit when it's European language.
Yeah, it's way too confusing.
Backwards. They drive on the.
That's the most thing you've ever said. The European language.
I mean, it confuses me. I'm already a little slow enough as is. You just can't be doing that shit backwards. They drive on the wrong side of the road. Thank God I've never had to drive over there. I've only been over there once or twice. I think just once, actually. Not that cultured. But, yeah. So, hey, he's still kicking. Yeah. Good player. Good player.
Speedy guy, speedy.
How old do they typically play over in Moscow? 39 is pretty old for a hockey player.
I have no idea. Well, they had the one guy that went over there and then came back. That was specific.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Kovalchuk. Ilya.
Yeah.
Ilya Kovalchuk.
People forget he left the NHL when he was at the peak of his career. He was like one of the best players in the game. I believe he just signed like a 13-year deal and then he dipped on the Devils.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't like living in New Jersey, you know?
No, I was just going to say that's just not the most appealing spot. Speaking of, quick interjection, PK Subban and Jack Hughes, two big additions for the Devils. They actually could be decent now. We'll touch on that a little bit later. Chad, is that all you got on Afinogenov?
That is all I have on Maxim.
There. All right, now this man, first of all, I found a vein right here on my forearm, a new vein. So we've developed another one. Turning myself on.
Fact, dude, that's such a weird.
Anyway, where are they now? This guy pops up like every 2 years for his prowess over in the Asian continent. Stephon Marbury back in the news today. Former New York Knick, former shoe, former shoe tycoon with the Starbury. I used to own a few. They're $15 sneakers. They were not the most beautiful shoes. For some reason, I loved them. I don't know why. They weren't that
clean. They were kind of a clean look.
There were a few I specifically remember that were really nice, and then some that were just heinously ugly. Yeah. So you had to find the right one, and most of the good-looking ones were not in the stores ever, so it was a wasted trip to the mall. And you can only get them I remember in Rochester, it was only like the Irondequoit Mall or something. It was a hike. My mother hated it. I was like, can we go get some?
And then saved in the shoe on gas just to get there.
Yeah, and you get there, and they don't even have the shoe you want. That was like before the internet. It seemed
if I'm not mistaken, the low tops looked way cleaner than the high tops. The high tops literally looked like cardboard.
Yeah, I know. I have a vision in my head because I used to like this was anyway. So Marbury's back in the news. He's been hired to coach the Beijing Royal Fighters in the Chinese Basketball Association, the CBA. I'm pretty sure Marbury actually might be the most famous Chinese basketball personality. Not that he's Chinese, just to participate in the league, to play in the league, ever. I think he's got a statue outside of where he used to play over there. The guy's a friggin' legend.
He also has his own like shoe line with Nike that I guess is just exclusive to China. Something like that.
I'm on the website right now. Oh, they've got new shoes. They are now going for $19.98.
Oh, little.
I know what I'm doing after recording. And get a little Starbury back in there. He's got the logo on the side of his bald head. It's a beauty. So Stephon Marbury back in the news, coaching over in China, absolute legend. I mean, you gotta just completely different culture. Leave the NBA, light it up against competition that's obviously inferior to you, but he didn't care. Makes a killing over there. He's a rock star. So I'm a little bit jealous. I wonder how long it took him to pick up the language barrier over there. I'm sure he's fluent now.
Does he talk Asiatic? Do you know that?
Did you say Asiatic?
Well, whatever language.
They speak Mandarin, all right? Let's have some respect.
He's in China, so yeah, I would imagine he's been over there for probably a decade now. So
it's kind of like what all the international soccer players do come into the MLS. It's like they're kind of on the tail end of their career, and they're like, I'm going to go dominate for another 10 years because it's worse competition.
Just find the sweet spot. He found the sweet spot. You know, some are afraid to do it. He wasn't. He's still kicking. You hear that name in the news every 1 or 2 years just for like a day, and then you forget about it. But Marbury's still over there.
Yeah,
Connor, who you got for us, dude?
we're
Who
gonna
we memorializing with you today?
we're gonna head over to the town of Maystown, Alabama. Um, that's currently where former Raiders quarterback Jamarcus Russell resides. Dug a little bit into him. He he tried a brief comeback all the way up until 2016. No one wanted him because he was pretty much a bum. And he's currently 33 years old, but he went back to his hometown in Alabama, and he now coaches high school quarterbacks. If your son's a quarterback, are you sending him to Jamarcus Russell for training?
Yes.
100%.
Yes, I am.
I'm
You know
not.
why?
No.
Why not, Connor? Let's see why you don't want
Could
to.
he really teach you anything? He's just such a physical specimen. That was the only reason he was even remotely good.
Now what's he charging? Do you know what his
That's the
camp's going
question.
for?
They don't disclose that.
I would pay upwards of about $25 a day to send my kid to the Jamarcus Russell camp.
A day
Now,
or
I'm
an
not-
hour?
And it would have to be in the same town that I'm living in a day. And I'm capping out 3 days, $75.
A
Sorry,
week?
3 days, $100. I said upwards of 25. That's what he'll get from me. I would do it if I had to, if pressed into duty. I'm not saying I'd want to.
Okay, so
I'm probably out.
So I'm thinking of three athletic specimens of quarterbacks that didn't make it in the NFL. Who would you send your kid to? Jamarcus Russell, Terrell Pryor, or Braxton Miller?
Well, see, the other two are still in the league as receivers. So Jamarcus was just fat as shit. He was just a big guy. He had no,
He had no
demeanor
what?
about him. He didn't
His
care.
accuracy and awareness was literally zero. And I want to harken back to a story I heard about, I think it was last year, about how he wouldn't watch film and the Raiders gave him a blank disc, asked him what was on it the next day, and he lied and he made something up. And they knew he never watched film. Incredible story.
So I'm taking that back. I would pay no more than $15 a day for Jamarcus Russell to teach my kid how to throw a football. I honestly could probably do a better job for free.
Right. I mean, you just got to show him the mechanics, and then the rest is his.
I've talked myself completely out of it. There's no price you can pay. I'm out. Completely out.
All right. Well, that's what he's up to nowadays. We will move on. We had both the NBA and NHL draft last week. I think we should start with the NHL draft. A little less to talk about. I saw Jack Hughes went number 1 to New Jersey, and other than that, you guys are going to have to fill him in.
Let's just tie it in with free agency too, because not free agency, but off-season talk. With Subban and Jack Hughes going to the Devils, they could be a little interesting now. That's what they need. Taylor Hall's still around. Other than that, they were shit this year. Chad, what do you think about the Devils? Is PK? I've seen people saying that trade is honestly going to be better for Nashville long term because of Subban's injury issues and all of that. So
what I'm hearing is there's several teams in the NHL, two specifically, Nashville and Toronto, that are in a crap load of issues salary cap wise. Like, they can't afford anything. They need to get rid of guys. So the Subban move was purely to free up cap space. And according to my sources, it looks like Nashville could be going after a second-line center, and that could be Matt Duchene, who most recently played for Columbus. That could be a decent get. I'm not a huge Duchene fan, but I think he's a decent second-line center.
What was the full trade for Subban?
It was literally like sticks and stones that don't break bones, I think.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what it was. That was the official terms. Correct. Back to your Duchene.
So yeah, I think that could be decent if Duchene goes to Nashville. I think Nashville's loaded on defense to begin with. They have Ryan Ellis and Roman Josi, who are both elite defenders. So it wasn't a huge hit, I would say. So I don't know where else they would go for a second line center. but that is a likely landing spot for Matt Duchene. Looking back at the draft, obviously Kapu Kaka, or whatever the hell his name is,
You
went
said it.
second
That was
to the,
good.
okay, went second to the Rangers. A defender went third. Then that Alex Turcotte, or however you say it, went fourth. He's a stud. A lot of people like him. Then the Sabres actually were in an interesting spot. They had three guys that people really liked. They wound up going with Dylan Cousins out of the WHL. I think he was third or fourth in the WHL this past year in points. Although from what I've heard, the WHL is actually a shithole. And then I don't know where Cole Caulfield or that Zegras
15
guy
to the
went.
Canadians.
So
Caulfield
he
went
fell
15 to the
big time.
Canadians. Fell big time, undersized player. Just I'm reading, like I was reading some stuff, not much, but the Cousins pick I think was a good pick, good two-way player. The Sabres will be fine. There's obviously reasons why Caulfield slipped that far from my slim knowledge of the NHL draft. I just like you don't slip for no reason. You have all those teams pass for no reason. It's definitely because he's undersized, though. Obviously, great elite scorer, but um, we'll see. Canadians got him. They're a young team. They'll be decent again in a few years, I'd
Well,
imagine.
let's let me talk for a second because John's having a seizure on the air. John figured out. Um, in other
Was the
news,
mic
the
bad?
Jackets. Yeah. Just take a break for a second. Let me go. Just rest, deep breaths, but not in the mic. Um, so the Jackets, as I was kind of hinting at, they have three massive free agents in the previously mentioned. Who were we just? Oh,
Duchesne,
Duchesne.
Panarin, Bobrovsky.
Yes.
I'm on top of my game. Is it better now? I think my phone was too close to the mic. That's on me. Hand up.
Yeah,
Hand up on there. Phone was
you're
too close to the mic.
you're good now. So Panarin and Bobrovsky were just in South Florida. Sounds like they're visiting with the Florida Panthers. I guess the Blackhawks are back in on Panarin, though. The Blackhawks are in on Panarin and Anders Lee from the Islanders. So the Blackhawks are looking to make a splash in free agency, but I think it's still too early to tell where some of these guys are going to sign. And the last guy I really wanted to hit on was interesting predicament in Toronto, where they have big salary cap issues. Mitch Marner and the Maple Leafs are not seeing eye to eye right now. There's a good chance Marner becomes a restricted free agent, and teams will be able to offer him an offer sheet coming up, I think starting Sunday. Don't quote me on that, though. Unlikely he winds up going anywhere else just because if a team does sign him and Toronto decides not to match, uh, that team that signs him would literally owe Toronto like the next 10 first round picks. Like the offer sheet, however it works in the NHL is crazy. But a guy of Marner's value is like, it's literally not 10 first round picks, but either 3 or 4 first round picks go to the Leafs.
In addition to piggyback, the Leafs traded veteran Patrick Marleau to the Canes. And that was to clear cap space. That's good for the Canes, though, because that's a young team. Obviously made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, got embarrassed, swept by Boston. So get a veteran presence in there, a proven scorer. That's a good addition for him.
Yeah. I still can't believe the Blues won the Stanley Cup. Go Blues, fuck Boston. We'll move on to the NBA. Oh,
last thing, shout out to Sam Reedy. He's all fired up because the Flyers have made some big additions. Officially signed Kevin Hayes, added Justin Braun, Matt Niskanen. So expect some fire out of Reedy on the NHL section of the 7th Round Media website.
Speaking of shout outs, did we get a shout out from the classroom last week, or are we still giving them the silent treatment?
I'm about halfway through. It was a double episode, so it was a double-edged sword. I'm not all the way through. I can't make a final statement on that yet.
All right, so we'll give them the silent treatment still.
We just shouted them out. We just shouted them out. So
don't listen to the classroom. It's a terrible podcast. Do not do it. Whatever you do, the guys that run it are awful. They're bad people. Just don't even think about it. Just
so now we're making an unfair, errant claim. Have you listened to it? You didn't listen to it.
Not the most recent episode, no.
Chad, you gotta reel it in. I know you get fired up, but like,
okay,
just take you're on a 3-minute penalty.
2 or 3 notches. How many notches do you want to take?
You're in the bin. It's Connor's turn. You're in the bin.
NBA with Connor.
We're gonna move on to the NBA draft. Not too many surprises up at the top. You obviously had Zion going first, and then followed up with Ja Morant. RJ Barrett had a really cool moment with his dad. You know, they cried. Dad said he's proud of him. That was dope. Hoping he's the savior in New York. I love when the Knicks are relevant. First big move came at number 4 when the Hawks traded up and took DeAndre Hunter. Now I wanna pause real quick because DeAndre Hunter was at the forefront of an absolute gambling conspiracy last Thursday night. It sounded like it affected pretty much the entire industry. A lot of fraudulent claims out there. John, I want to hear your thoughts. First off, just what happened and what went through your mind.
So the guys are, everyone's chatting it up. Waj tweets out probably hour and a half or so before the draft. Hawks trade up. They're eyeing DeAndre Hunter or Cam Reddish specifically, though they want DeAndre Hunter. They're leaning DeAndre Hunter. A little while later, another guy tweets it's going to be Hunter, right? So everyone's scrambling. Everyone I know. DeAndre Hunter under 5.5. The Hawks picked at 4 under 5.5, sitting there plus 130. Throw your mortgage on it. Throw the whole house. Throw the car payment on it. Throw everything on it. Everything you can throw on DeAndre Hunter under 5.5, you're throwing on DeAndre Hunter 5.5. It happens. He gets drafted at 4. Everything's looking great. Everyone logs on, and the bet's been deleted.
Error.
It says incorrect. Error. It says error, incorrect line. It should have been 4.5, where everyone still would have won. And that's what you call bullshit. That's what you call absolute garbage. That shouldn't. I mean, you finally win one. You don't even win one. Like, come on. Are you kidding me?
As an unbiased third party here, I did not bet on the draft. Did you guys wind up? I'm assuming you at least got your money back. Did you get any winnings?
No, it was just a push essentially.
Yeah, I got money for winning it. My bookie hooked it up.
Are you serious?
So was it?
I got it credited back to me, so that was nice.
So Connor, was it?
I didn't win what I was supposed to win. I just didn't lose what I would have lost essentially.
Connor, was it?
Things for it.
So he paid out of his own pocket, or was it like a legit you won type?
Dude, I mean the bookie's got money coming from. I'm sure there's people that lost way more money than I gained back. So he's not even about it. Yeah, that's just nothing for him. He's not.
I mean,
it was like
being a bookie.
It wasn't anything crazy.
Being a bookie it's a stress. I haven't done it, but I know people who have. Stressful job, but good God, do you make money because people stink at gambling? Like, I mean, it's easy.
People stink, yeah. The others.
The house always wins. The house always wins.
Yeah, that was mayhem. I'm glad it worked out on my end, John. I feel for you. Other than that, no major surprises. I mean, there wasn't this draft particularly wasn't that deep in the first round, in my opinion. You had a good top, probably 10, and then after that it was kind of eh. But I can't believe that the Hawks got both DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish to play with Trae Young and John Collins. So they'll be interesting next year. That's my new team. So I had to shout them out. I just want to remind everyone. It's my new team.
Now, I want to hear your thoughts here. So my dad, backstory, just the biggest anti-NBA guy I know, just doesn't care at all about it. Thinks it's boring. No one plays defense. He hates the NBA. Valued listener. He texts me. He's a Vanderbilt guy. He went to Vanderbilt, played football there. I should get him on the pod because he played in the NFL too. Fun fact. Humble brag for my father.
Wait, your dad? Are you lying?
No, he was he only made it to the preseason. Giants and Packers. Bart Starr was his coach, so he was sad when Bart Starr passed earlier this year. Didn't make it to the regular season, but that's okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
Beside the point, Bill Parcells, other coach, didn't like him. We're not a pro Bill Parcells family.
Bill Parcells has a house in Saratoga, but go on.
So he texts me at 10 p.m. Thursday night of the draft. Says, help me understand. How does Vanderbilt have the number 5 pick in the NBA draft after the worst record ever by an SEC team? He hates it. Connor, what do you feel? I know you felt a certain way about Garland going 5. He played 4 games at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt historically did not win a single conference game this year. It literally doesn't get worse than that. So he's right. They are the worst SEC team ever this past season. How do you feel? Is he going to be successful?
They didn't win an SEC game, right?
Right. Oh for whatever.
But I'm saying when he was playing there, they did beat a ranked USC team.
Right. And USC ended up being atrocious, though.
Right. But I'm saying if he would have played the whole year, they would have. I'm saying they would have won they would have gone upwards of 500 in the conference.
I don't know about that. They were pretty bad around him.
Wow,
yeah,
that's a hot take.
That's a type of injury you lose that guy, and everyone else is like, "Oh, holy fuck, we can't win a game." You know what I mean? You have.
But anyway,
what else is going on?
So, do you think he'll be successful in the NBA?
I just don't know anything about him. Like, I watched his high school highlights the other day before the draft, but he's very comparable to Damian Lillard, but I don't think he's as athletic, to be honest.
Rupatutu. We have breaking news on the NBA front. Luka Doncic was just named 2019 NBA Rookie of the Year.
Wow, good for him. He was minus 5,000 odds at the books last time I checked. I have money on Harden to win the MVP. Took that bet way back in January, so I'm hoping he pulls it out. I actually I'm going to flip that on TV in a second here, no doubt. What channel is that on? TNT?
TNT, yeah. So while Connor flips that on, I have something I want to run by both of you.
Hold on, I'm not done with speaking about Garland yet. I don't love that he went to the Cavaliers because what are they doing? They just drafted Colin Sexton last year. They can't play them both at the same time, can they?
I think John Beilein will figure it out.
But they're both I want to say right around 6'2", 6'3". They're not tall.
I mean, McCollum, Lillard aren't tall, I don't think. And don't quote me on McCollum's height. Do not quote me on that.
I think he's about 6'4", 6'5". But yeah, I'm interested to see how he does. I thought that the T-Wolves got a steal with Jarrett Culver at 6. And other than that, I wanted to talk about the Celtics because I hate them. They drafted 5 guards and they already have 8 on their roster. I'm so confused. These are the guys they drafted, and they took. Let's see here. At 14, they took.
What does that look? John has a concussion.
So the last 3 minutes, dude, I'm hearing all these noises. I think my apartment's possessed for some reason. I walk outside, and it looks like I might need to build Noah's Ark in a second. It is downpouring out there. That wasn't happening 10 minutes ago. So I'm a little bit rattled. I'm a little off my game now. Connor, go back to what you're saying.
We've interrupted Connor, I think, 7 times already.
I was saying the Celtics took 5 guards. They took Romeo Langford at 14, who's a 6'6" shooting guard. Then they took Grant Williams, who was a forward at 22. Respect. Then they took in the second round, they took Carson Edwards. What are they he's a point guard. And then they took I think they even had one more pick in this draft. But they already have Marcus Smart, Terry Rozier. And then they took Tremont Waters, the point guard out of LSU, in 51st. They have 8 guards on their roster. They have Marcus Smart, Rozier, yeah. Tatum kind of plays guard, Jaylen Brown. They drafted 4 more guys. What are they doing?
Good for us. Maybe they're tanking.
Random thought. You say all these names. Every year college basketball season rolls around, it takes me 3 or 4 months to start to know these guys' names. So I'm just looking forward to it again because everyone's gone after 1 year. Then I got to learn all their names again. And college basketball season starts when it's still football season, so I don't care until January, February. I don't care about it. When conference play starts, when I start really watching college basketball again.
Right. So I want to ask you: Do you like the NBA doing away with the one and done deal, letting kids come out of high school and then you have to stay until say your sophomore or junior year in college before you can come out if you go to college? Are you a fan of that rule?
Yes. When is that being implemented?
I think it's still up for a vote. I don't know if it's been finalized.
I just
I heard that if it's going into effect, I think it's like 2020 or 2021.
honestly, it's such a broken system all around. Because now
Yeah.
you're gonna have kids that it's already starting to happen. They're gonna go play overseas. Um, the NCAA is kind of screwed. They got to figure out. And then now it's all the push for getting athletes paid. I don't know. There's a lot of issues. It's a very imperfect system. I have no idea. I honestly don't know how to fix it. I wish I did. If I did, I'd be making more money. I wouldn't be on this couch. Probably I'd be working for the NCAA out there. But no, I don't know. Now that I think about it a little bit more, I just had a brain blast in the last 60 seconds.
Or you can cuss.
Honestly. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. Sometimes I have moments where I'm just so damn smart that it overwhelms me. It's
So
like
Connor,
shit. It's
I
like shit. Now these kids are gonna go overseas. At first, I liked the idea. Now I hate the idea because now I'm not gonna get to see the best players over here. I don't know.
Connor, so going off of what you said, your former team now, the Oklahoma City Thunder, drafted Darius Baisley, 23rd overall. I'm sure you know who he is for Connor and the listeners. He was originally an Ohio State, then a Syracuse commit who last second decided to opt out of college and do a year-long internship with New Balance and essentially train for the NBA draft. So he's really the paved the way for.
He originally said he was going to play in the G League for a year, and then he backed out on that.
Yeah, did the internship. He winds up going 23rd overall. So that's really our first taste of a guy going through the process. I don't know, I guess you don't know. If he had played in college, would it have hurt or helped his draft stock?
I mean, it's still a first round pick, so
that's
what
I
can't argue about it, you know?
I
You
just
know, these kids really are just hurting themselves missing out on the college experience. Honestly, now that I think about it more, I'm having just an extended brain blast. Go to friggin' college, dude.
Yeah, and you're having a concussion on the air. Get your phone away.
I feel like the
My
argument
phone isn't on me.
I feel like the argument is that some of these kids come from like situations where they need money, so they just like look for ways to get paid the fastest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, if I was in the situation where like I am now, I would 100% go play in college. You're the man on campus for like 4 years.
Yeah.
No worries.
Here's what I would say. I think the only way, I don't think you play, as is the NCAA, I don't think you pay the players, but you allow them to get endorsement deals and make money for themselves. I think that's the only fair way to do it, because then you're going to have like the track teams, the swimming teams be like, oh, why don't we get money? Well, you don't generate any money. So let the guys that do, not necessarily the whole team, because the whole team doesn't do it, but let the stars, if they can do it, if they work that hard, they have that God-given ability to let them get their own endorsements at a younger age. The schools and the NCAA itself are profiting off of these guys. They put jerseys, they just don't have the name on the back, but they have the number.
I think you should also get revenue for like your jersey sales,
partial revenue.
Yeah, obviously.
So
I don't hate that idea though. It's like your big names like Zion and all them, they're making guap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have a hypothetical for you guys, kind of going off of this in a sense, but two different hypotheticals. First one, let's say we're all big 5-star basketball recruits. You can go to any school you want to go to besides Duke, because I think that's what we would all choose. Okay, you're a 5-star guy, so you're most likely going to be playing in the league. Where do you go? Anywhere but Duke you get to choose from. Every other school offers you but Duke. Where do you go as a 5-star stud?
Am I not allowed to say South Carolina?
You can say whatever you want. You have to keep in mind, if your career is derailed for some reason, like what school is going to give you a great education, put it all on the line. Where are you choosing other than Duke?
Connor, you go first.
Way to be informed about the decision, Chad. Way to make sure we have that plan B in case we don't make it. I'm 100% going with Kentucky. I mean, Calipari just routinely churns out NBA guys. You look at his list; it's arguably the most impressive. Although I don't know if there's ever been a Kentucky player under Calipari that's won an NBA title. Fun fact.
There hasn't. Cousins was the closest this year, but
But if you look at his list, his guys are getting paid. You got Booker, you got Jamal Murray, Karl Anthony Towns, Cousins, John Wall. I would definitely go there if I couldn't go to Duke. So, and then I feel like Kentucky, you have connections from there. I feel like playing basketball there, I could figure it out if my career went off the deep end.
Oh man, for the sake of being different, you want to go?
Yeah, I was going to say I kind of had this one locked in. I was almost going to rule this one out as well because it would be up there with Duke is UNC. I just think from an academic perspective, I know they don't produce elite NBA talent like Kentucky and, even Kansas and Duke, but I think a UNC education paired with, you're going to be in the spotlight playing at UNC. I think I would choose UNC.
Okay. Kentucky's a very good option, obviously, for everything you said. For the sake of being different, I really wanted to say a school like UNLV so I could live in Las Vegas, but I won't do that because no one comes from there. I'll say Michigan State. Tom Izzo, good coach, great coach. Some would say elite coach. Good program. They always make a deep run in the tournament. Every year it seems like they get to at least the Sweet 16, handful of Final Fours, occasional championships. So that's probably what I would go with under the other circumstances you laid out.
Okay, so this is my other scenario is you're a 3-star, you're a local guy. You get offers from the big schools, but they tell you up front you're probably never going to play. Maybe, your senior year if they need you, blah, blah, blah. You're also getting offers from the mid-majors and, the shittier big programs. What direction do you go then? Are you more about, playing and going to one of those smaller schools, or are you fine riding the bench and going somewhere big?
No, I'm going to South Carolina. I'm playing for Frank Martin. I'm going to 5 points. I'm having fun. I'm going to South Carolina. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make a rare Final Four run. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I think I would choose the mid-major or the best mid-major or Power 5 team that offered me that I think I could get legitimate playing time within my first couple of seasons is where I would go, rather than the huge schools. So yeah, a school like South Carolina, who's usually middle of the pack SEC. They recruit 3-star guys, no doubt. Those are probably their top recruits.
You got to go where there's a coach that's known for development. And that's a guy like Frank Martin. He's just the first one that comes to mind because that's where I go. But yeah, 3-star guys.
Yeah, the school
chance they want to go in there.
To go play for Greg Marshall at Wichita State. I mean, they just out talent.
Yep. All right. Well. Moving on, quick update since it just happened. Michigan just hit a home run. College World Series starts tonight. Michigan, Vanderbilt, perennial powerhouse. Michigan, this is their first College World Series in a very long time, if not the first one ever. Apologies for not knowing that off the top of my head. They're winning 6-3. Just hit a 2-run bomb. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. People kind of forget about the College World Series. It's always very exciting, though. Hear the ping off the metal bat, a lot of passion, more passion probably than the MLB in the College World Series. Vanderbilt was a -200, I believe, right around that ballpark, both on the game and on the series. And I read some things that if Michigan's going to win one, they got to win game one because Kumar Rucker's throwing tomorrow for Vanderbilt, and he's been lights out. So Vanderbilt, you'd expect if they don't win tonight, they're going to take it to game 3 there. Little background noise there, a little do. So Vanderbilt, and they still could win. It's the 7th inning. Crazy things happen in the College World Series, but this one's really for my father, who's been every day Vanderbilt plays throughout this whole college, throughout the whole process, super regionals. Whatever happens after that Final Four, he's like, you watching Vanderbilt tonight? You watching Vanderbilt tonight? Well, I am tonight. I'm watching them. They're losing. Maybe you don't want me to watch them. I could be a jinx. But there was one they were going to lose. It's because they don't really hit lefties well. Michigan threw a lefty on the hill. They're down 6-3 in the 7th. But they got their ace on the hill tomorrow. So I'm looking for this to go to 3, and I'm looking for Vanderbilt to win it in 3. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts, but
I'm gonna throw the house on Vanderbilt game 2.
100%.
That's what my first thought was for sure.
yeah, Kumar is the guy you want throwing for you. He 19 strikeout no hitter against can't remember. I think it was Louisville. Louisville are the team they played before him. Again, apologies if that's wrong.
But it was against Duke. It was 2
Was it?
series ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that kid is lights out. Yeah. And now I think, Chad, do you have any thoughts about college baseball before we move into little 16 questions?
I mean, it's Michigan, so obviously I'm pounding whoever's playing Michigan. Don't like anything about them. I hate the
Right.
Cavs now, even though I hated them before. I hate them even more because old man John Beeline Boeheim's there. They look
Right.
honestly identical. I can't get over it. And the Larinaga, right? That's the guy at Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all
they
look
all-
the same. It's a goddamn tripletino.
I tell you what, and this might be too soon because it did happen. If you had to put those 3 in a suspect room and you had to identify the potential suspect, you can't tell them apart. Really.
Boeheim. I'm picking him every time.
He'll
Well,
be
that's 'cause
picking his nose.
And again, it could be too soon.
Oh, because he killed someone.
Boeheim literally killed a man not too long ago. But an RIP.
I want to say his recovery from that kind of impressive. I don't know if he felt much remorse for it. He was like back out there, no problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens behind the scenes, but Jesus.
Anyway, so 16 questions. Here's what happened last week. Chad bundled it. He bundled the whole situation. We've imposed that he is -1 points. Remember, it's 1st to 10. Me and Connor are sitting at 0.
We also
Chad's
need to send him
-1.
diversity training like Starbucks did a couple
Yeah.
years ago for
We're gonna
mixing
have to.
Caucasians and Hispanics. We won't get into that, obviously.
We're shutting down the office tomorrow for a diversity training day. The store's gonna be
Diversity
closed.
Day with Michael Scott.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna kick it off. Your boy John, that's me. He's got the guy in mind tonight. 16 questions.
So update him on the score. Let me do the intro.
I already did. No, we've
Oh.
already done that. It's your -1. It's 0-0. I'm gonna start. I got the guy. I'm gonna coin flip right now to see who gets it. I don't have a coin, so I'm just gonna flip this pocket schedule for the Charlotte Knights. Heads is gonna be the top, and tails is gonna be the sponsorship. Connor, call it in the air.
Heads.
It's in the air. It's heads, and it lands on the front.
Do you want
Connor, you
first
go
or
first.
second? Oh.
Or you get to pick. Yeah, you get to pick. It's like a coin toss in the NFL.
I'll take second pick.
Okay. Okay.
I'll defer.
Okay.
All right. Open
Okay.
your eyes, Connor. Johnny, ready? You're keeping track.
Keeping track.
First, I'm going to start out with a guess. No, I'm not.
Why would you
Is
do that?
this person a current athlete?
Yes.
Is it a male?
Yes.
Has he been an all-star before?
That doesn't apply to sports, so no. I gave you a hint there too.
Does he participate in an Olympic sport?
Someone make some background noise. I don't want to misinform.
AJ, and if we haven't plugged you earlier, we're on Twitter and Instagram. You know where to find us. Go back and listen to the last episode if you don't know, because
Yes.
I'm not saying it.
Yes, it used to not be an Olympic sport, but now, as of 2016, it is an Olympic sport. That's
That's
2
it.
guesses
Yeah, I
apiece.
don't-
Now remember, that's 2 questions apiece, so you're 4 total out of 16. They get 3 guesses each. A guess counts as a tally. So, Chad.
Has he won a major?
Yes.
That was a big
Good
guess.
question, yeah. I'm going to guess here. Use a guess. I'm gonna go with Brooks Koepka.
Wrong. Connor's down to 2 guesses.
All right.
Be strategic with these. Don't blow your load before it's too late, you know?
Yeah.
Before it's too early, I should say.
Has he won multiple majors?
Yes.
Okay. Is he an American?
Yes. We're now halfway through. That's 8 out of 16. Chad is yet to guess. Connor is 1 guess.
Did he win the Masters?
No.
Oh man, this is really testing my golf knowledge.
Chad is looking up something that is illegal.
Oh, it is? Oh, you can't
Yeah.
use your phone?
That is illegal.
No.
Okay,
No.
all right.
That's a
Done.
violation. We'll let it slide because I caught you really quickly in the act.
Okay, all right.
Turn that phone over. I saw you turn that phone over. Throw it across the room. Don't throw it across the room. All right, put it down. All right. Connor, you're up.
Is he sponsored by Nike?
Presently, no. Formerly, I don't know. I just know right now he's not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Connor, can Connor and I conference
Shut up.
or no?
Shut up.
No,
I'm trying to beat you.
All right.
Listen, so you're each 5 through. Chad, you can use your last 3 as all guesses if you would like. We're 10 questions through. Connor's got 2 guesses left.
All right,
He
I
has
have
to-
a guess.
All right.
DJ Singh.
No. It was already asked if he was American, so that just shows you're not paying attention.
He is
Brings us
American.
back to the nationality. He is not American. He's from Fiji.
Oh, he is? I have no idea where he's from.
God, dude. That's
Serious. We need to have that diversity day. That's twice.
Absolutely.
It's
Connor,
unacceptable.
you're up.
Well, wow, that just threw me for a loop. VJ Singh out of nowhere.
All right.
Does he? Oh, okay. Does he wear a visor while he golfs?
Lack of preparation. You can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
I'm trying to be very, very careful here because I don't want it to happen to me what happened to you. I'm pretty sure, and I don't even want to give you a pretty sure. No, he does not wear a visor.
Okay.
Multiple majors. Freddie Couples.
No. That is down to 1 guess.
What number question is this?
You have 2 left. Chad has 1. So you need to use your 2 guesses. It'll all be guesses, the last 3. We're through 13. It'll be 14, 15, 16 left. That's it.
I'm gonna guess Ricky Fowler.
He's never
Oh,
won.
he didn't win majors. Damn, that was tough.
Connor shoots himself in the foot. That is wrong.
Yeah.
All right, last guess.
Here we go.
He wouldn't do him because he hates him. He wouldn't have looked him up.
This is a good one.
He wears a visor. Shit.
Doesn't wear a visor. I'll help you out.
No,
buddy.
I know. This guy I'm thinking.
Chad's having a brain blast on the air verbally.
Yeah, this is firing me up. I'm concussed because I'm thinking and trying to spew words at the same time. We should have asked that question, so that shoots us in the gosh darn kneecap. You just blew out a kneecap without asking that question.
All right. You can say what you would like to have asked. I'm just not going to answer. I just want to see where your head's at. I'm going to cover my face.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna somehow word it an age range to see if he's an older or younger guy.
That would have been a fair question.
I'm thinking, and he's won multiple though. I'm thinking an older guy, but he's current. He doesn't. Does he play anymore?
Sometime today, dude. Sometime today.
My last guess will be. I don't know if he still plays. Tom Watson.
Incorrect. but a respectable guess.
All right, so
He does. I believe he still only plays the majors he's won in, so he'll be in the Open Championship. But I think he's on the senior tour beside that.
You just gave Connor that piece of information before his last guess.
No, I'm not.
Talking about Tom Watson.
I was saying Tom Watson will play in the majors he's won before.
Gotcha.
All right, so he has multiple majors.
This guy is rattled. So Chad, we know, is staying at -1. He's out.
Multiple majors, but he hasn't won the Masters, isn't sponsored by Nike, and doesn't wear a visor. Means he's a hat guy. Oh my God! I can't look this up. I don't know this. I don't know if Dustin Johnson's won the Masters, but I'm gonna go with Dustin Johnson.
Incorrect, sir. And John stumps the crowd as he goes with John Daly, famous American, the big man, the man with the American Disabled Act. He's driving a golf cart around the course these days. John Daly won 2 majors in the 90s. The Masters was not one of them. He doesn't even wear a hat. He lets that beautiful blonde hair rock. He wears sunglasses. He's a damn beauty. But I tell you what, John gets a point. He's on the board. We'll see you next week when Connor Powers is on the clock.
And if you're ever looking for a good alcoholic beverage during the summer, John Daly's incredible. Basically, just an alcoholic Arnold Palmer. They'll get you damn good though. Yep. Terrible hangovers next day.
Anything else you want to hit on before we wrap up?
I did want to touch on the U.S. women's national team defeated Spain 2-1 today in the round of 16. So they'll be advancing forward. They'll be taking on France. I believe that game's next week at some point. I'm not positive.
I believe a week from today. France is studly though. I think they were the second have the second best odds behind the US, so this will be a dandy.
Yeah. You know, it's on Friday the 28th. So it's actually the end of this week, but it's almost like the USA might have been overlooking Spain today. Spain not nearly as good a women's team as a men's team. USA didn't look as sharp as usual. Obviously, knowing that France was on deck should they win the game, and then I feel a little strongly about it. Me and Connor may or may not have had the USA women today. Beside the point, I don't know if we deserve that win. I think we scored 2 goals, both on the PK, both by Rapinoe. Both times the penalty was extremely. Both times the penalty they called was extremely soft in the box. I don't necessarily believe we deserved either penalty kick, but we got both. And I think that's, you don't want to say it's rigged. I think the fix was in. The networks, Fox, FIFA, they know this. They know if the USA goes out in the Sweet 16 that there's no one from this country watching the World Cup, the rest of the World Cup.
There's no one betting, dude. There's no one left betting.
No, you're losing a ton of money from the networks, advertising, all that jazz. If the USA loses, they literally need the United States to make a deep run to maximize revenue. So, yeah, I don't know if the VAR people were in the referees there. They're like, yeah, you gotta keep this a penalty on that second one. You're like, it's late in this game. USA doesn't look great. You got to give them this kick. I'm not saying it happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the conversation. So.
I'll tell you what, the girl who drew the penalty, though, Rose Lavelle, I haven't seen her play before. Wow.
Thanks for the music, AJ. Thank you.
She even gets her own song. But I had never heard of her before. She played a solid game. She's from Wisconsin, Madison. That's where she played college, and she's only 24. Props to her for drawing that penalty. Also, it's pretty weird. Alex Morgan was originally going to take the PK, and then I guess coach was like, hey, Rapinoe, you got to get in there, and then she buried it, so I was happy.
I love that. I think that was intentional. I think they wanted to rattle the goalie a little bit because Alex Morgan, as storied a career she has, they were saying, she's not really first of all, she doesn't take many PKs, and she's not nearly as good.
Off of PKs or something.
Yeah, which is minuscule compared to she's got a million other goals. So Rapinoe was always feel like the obvious that what they were going to end up going with. And I feel like they knew that they could switch him while it was going to be reviewed. So I don't know. Who knows what happened, but I think that was the strategy there. Yeah. Hopefully we beat France.
In for France. I'm expecting the line to be about US. I'm gonna say like minus 110. I'm gonna be absolutely hammered. Maybe
I think we'll be a little bit more than that.
minus 130, maybe. I don't see it going higher than 150. That's all.
Now, fun fact: the USA has gone against the spread. Today was minus 1.5. They obviously only won by 1. They've gone win loss against the spread. They keep that trend up, they'll win. So John's gambling advice: I hate being a trend guy, but we're too good.
That's gonna be underdog odds. It's gonna be like plus something for that.
I think honestly it's just gonna be minus 1 against France. If it was only minus 1.5 against Spain, France is a way better team. It'll either be minus 1 or minus a half even, which wouldn't make much sense. But they do those things. That was the first half line. It was minus a half. It was the same as a money line. So I don't know. I don't set the rules.
Yeah,
I think it'll be minus 1. I think it'll be minus 1. Don't know. Go USA. Go me for winning 16 questions today. I'm up 1-0 Connor, -1 Chad. Any closing thoughts from you guys?
Love you all. Stay tuned. Keep staying tuned. I know that's not English, but
All-Star weekend coming up soon. Not that soon, kind of soon.
Once we have the lineup set, we will do a little bracket action live on the air of our home run derby predictions. So you'll have that to look forward to. Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look. Shout out to the New York Yankees. I guess they've won like 8 games in a row. I guess we should mention that. They're doing well, whatever. The Astros lost like 7 in a row, which is unheard of. Anyway, that's all I got. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy's happened in the MLB. Connor, if that happens one more time, you're lucky this episode's about to end. I'll punch you through the computer. Fellas, ladies, listeners, Chad, we love you.
Alyssa, I love you. Good night.